Hi guys, Jordan from P&B Campers. I'm just going to do your handover video on your Autosleeper Trident. So it's based on a T4 VW. So on the left hand side over here, got your air filter just there underneath that box. Brake fluid is in this reservoir just up here, attached to the servo just behind it. Washer fluid in this one just here. Power steering fluid reservoir, this one just here at the front with the green top. Your engine oil dipstick is this one here with the orange cap, and your engine oil inlet is this one just here. Your engine coolant is this one up here with the sort of pinky looking fluid inside it. And your engine battery sits underneath this cover under here. So if you want to get to that, you literally just pull this off and you'll see your engine battery right there. So it's all nice and simple stuff. Your diesel filler cap, this one just down here, and you will need your ignition key to get into that. Let's see what else we've got. Nothing behind the door. I've replaced your gas struts already on the rear door, so the door actually holds itself up now. Before the struts were a little bit old and worn out, so the door wouldn't hold up. That's because the bike racks on it as well, so the extra weight there is a bit too much for them on the standard ones. Gas bottle just down here, so normally this would be inside this locker just here, but I just thought I'd show you. You've got a bulkhead regulator up there. You don't need to touch that or do anything with it. All you need to know really is that turning the gas bottle off is round to the right clockwise, turning it on is anti-clockwise around to the left. Your pigtail looks like a new one, yeah, so it's 2021 dated on that, so you got till 26 to replace that one. Yeah, so once you got that back away, obviously switch it off before you start driving, but you basically just pop this cover back on there to sort of close that up, and it does make a nice sort of seal around the edge around here with this foam stuff. Right, your hookup point is this one just here. So if you want to use your plug sockets around the van and things like that, anything on 240 volts, that's from there. Your water inlet cap is this one, so that's your fresh water inlet. Your fridge vents, sorry, are these ones just here, and your little cover for the actual heating part is this part just here. Let me just switch that igniter off. I must not have lit the fridge properly, so I'll just switch that off and then I'll show you around the front. So in the cab, there's not an awful lot to show you, but if I just change my camera, sorry. So over there you got your lights on and off switch, so it's in the off position at the moment. You've got electric adjusting mirrors and windows from the right hand side just there. Hazard lights just there in the middle, and all of the original kind of heating and original cassette player is all there, you know, exactly how it was when it was built. So you've also got your heated rear window from that switch just there. Indicators on the left hand stalk, and washers and wipers on the right hand side. You've got a 5-speed manual gearbox, so reverse, you need to get to there, you need to push the actual gear stick down and over up into the top left. But yeah, so it's all pretty simple stuff. Really nice to drive these vans. I believe it's a turbo aspirated vehicle, so you know it's nice, powerful enough to drive about up and down the motorway and things like that as well. Okay, so let me just switch this off for a minute. So I've just got your diesel heating on just to sort of double check that it's all good, but I'll just show you how that's working from scratch so you don't sort of get confused. Okay, so we'll start with the control panel. It's probably the best way to start, I would imagine. So up here is your control panel. As you see there, you can see where we are just here. So it's all pretty simple stuff, if I'm honest. On the left hand side here, you've got HAB and vehicle. So if you see that there, HAB and vehicle. It's pointing up to HAB at the moment, And that's because anything that I want to work on 12 volt, I would like to run through the habitation battery, so the leisure battery. You also, if you wanted to charge the battery up, if you've got your hookup cable plugged in, you need to select HAB like it is at the moment. If you want to charge up your leisure battery. If you want to charge up your vehicle battery, so if the engine battery's gone flat, you can plug the hookup cable in, but go down to vehicle, and that'll charge up your vehicle battery. So that's an option for you. If you wanted to do that, you can do so. The next button next door to that says master. That is pretty much exactly what it says it is. It will literally just turn anything that works off the 12 volt. It's basically an isolator for things 12 volt. So in its upright position there with a little bit of red showing at the bottom means that it's on. All right. So we've got the master switch on and we're running through the habitation battery, your leisure battery. So if I want to check the battery level, I press left up here and you see there it goes right up into the green. So the battery level is the top one, so red, yellow and green. So right up in the green there. And water level, if I press right on the water, the bottom levels there, so you've got empty and full. And you see there about a quarter of a tank of fresh water. So that's your level indicators. Battery to the left, water to the right. Pump is on at the moment, so it's up to pressure and not leaking because I can't hear it running at all. And the lights is there as well. So as long as you've got these two on, your pump and your lights will work. So all the lights around the van will now work as long as you've got your light switch on. And like I said, because it's literally an isolator for the lights, if you wanted to, you could leave whatever lights you like to have on, you can leave them on and then just switch your lights switch off. So they'll go off. And then, so basically, if you don't want to have to go and turn them all on and off each time, although there's not that many lights in here, to be honest, because it's quite a small van, you could literally just leave them all on and then just switch your lights switch on there whenever you want to. The pump, it's only cold water in this van, there's no boiler, so it is literally just a case of switch your pump on and then the water will come out from here. As long as you've got some water in the fresh tank, it will come out from there. Switch it off. And the wastewater drain is this one just here. And the fresh water is the one just back there behind it. All right, so both your drains nice and easy to get to from the near side. Okay, so I hope that makes sense of the control panel. I'm sorry that my hands are a bit shaky. It's just a bit awkward to hold the phone and and talk about it at the same time. So, okay, so next to that, really important, is your e-dispatcher diesel heating. So the heating in this van doesn't work on gas or electric. It's literally diesel only. And to be honest, that's a really, really handy thing to have. If you're sort of wild camping or whatever camping, even if you're on a campsite, obviously, but the reason these are so good is because if you were wild camping and you had no hookup cable or no gas, as long as you got a little bit of diesel in your fuel tank, so it's not a separate tank or anything like that, it's literally the fuel that you put in to drive the van with. As long as you got about a quarter of a tank or more of fuel, you'll be able to use this diesel heating. So if you wanted to literally just pump around some cool air, so if it's really hot outside, you don't want any heating, but you do want some air to pump around through these vents, then you can press the bottom button here and you get a little blue light. And so straight away, the fan just starts blowing cool air. All right, there's no heating, that's just the fan. And then off in the middle. If you want heating, press the top button. And then after about 2-3 minutes, you'll hear a little bit of a like blowing outside, and then inside you have nice hot air coming out through here. So it's really nice and simple. That really is it. As long as you've got a little red light up there and you've pressed this top button, your diesel heating will start to work. The only two things that you need for diesel heating to work is decent charge in your battery and diesel in your tank. That is it. So if you've taken the van out for a nice long drive, just parked up, your diesel heating will work, perfectly well. All right. If you have access to a hookup cable, it is better because the diesel heating does use quite a bit of power to get going. But once it is going, so like I say, as long as you keep on top of your battery being charged up, then you'll be fine. You never had a problem with that at all. you've got a 240 volt plug socket here and 12 volt socket there. Storage and bits and pieces down here if you wanted to use that. Obviously you've got your sink and drainer just there, and just loads and loads and loads of storage underneath here. Your hookup RCD and MCBs are over there, so if something was to trip, you can have a little look inside there and just make sure that they're all in the upright position, which they are at the moment. Close those up. And then just more storage down here, to be honest. You've got this just here, so your gas isolator taps. So if you wanted to isolate the gas from any individual appliance, so you've got your cooker and your fridge, which actually are the only two gas appliances in this van, then you can isolate them from there. The fridge is the one at the bottom, and the cooker's one at the top. So if you thought you had a gas leak or something like that when you're on holiday or whenever, obviously let us know about it and we'll fix it for you. But if you do have a problem with anything individually and you want to isolate it just to sort of forget about it and move on from the, whilst you're on holiday, for example, then you can do so just by literally turning them 90 degrees so that they're in the upright position like that, and then you'll be good to go. Okay, so let me just switch the diesel heating off for a minute. So let me just show you how to set this up. So I'll just get rid of these spanners. If you want to shut all this down, before you start driving or whatever, push this little bit here, and then this whole thing here will come down like that. And then if you want to put this stuff away, there's no sort of clip holding this part up. Push up a little bit, well, quite hard, and then pull that bit down. Same on the other side, put that bit down, and then the entire thing comes down like that. Obviously this part would need to be up first as well, but that's how you put that away. If I put it back up, like that, and this side as well, and there you go. So that's how you actually open up the spin flow cooker. So you will need an igniter or a clicker or something like that to actually light these up, because there's no individual piezo igniter or an ignition of any sort. But it's really nice and easy. Left, right, and then the grill. The only thing I'll say about the grill, nice and easy to use. Obviously, again, you will need a lighter to actually light it up. But if you look down there, a bit of a tip, if you look in the bottom of here, you can watch to make sure that it lights up both sides of the grill. It's just a little tip. I mean, you can see it straight away if you look straight down. So that's the cooker. I'm not going to go through all that with you because that's, it's just like any household cooker. It's really nice and simple. So if I pop this away, like that. So it actually ends up looking really nice and neat. If you don't need to use any of this stuff, then it's nice and neat to have it kept away like that. The fridge is probably the most, the thing that you need to know the most about, I guess, because everything else in this whole van is so simple. If you want to light the fridge up via the gas, or cool it down via the gas, literally all you need to do is make sure that your gas is on at the bottle, obviously, but switch your ignition switch on there, and push in and round to the left on your clicker, on your gas isolator knob. All right, I do actually think that the van has just run out of gas, so I will put a new bottle in it. That's why it's not lighting up, because I actually had it lit just before we started the video, and that's why I came in here and switched this button off, because I heard the clicker start, so it must have literally just run out of gas. So anyway, that's how you light it up. Ignition goes on, push in and round to the left, and then it will light up. As long as you can let go of that, leave your ignition switch on, and then it doesn't start clicking again, that means it's definitely lit. And you can also have a little look down that hole there and make sure that you're definitely lit up. So it is as simple as that. When you turn it back off like that, ignition will start going again, and then you can switch your ignition off. You need to make sure that you turn that igniter off when you're not using the fridge, because it's, probably one of the number one things that I see customers leaving on by accident, and then after a few days that will drain your battery out and completely knacker it. So really important to do that. The other two ways to use the fridge are via the electric hookup cable. So if you have a hookup plugged in, you can turn that button on there, and then the fridge will basically just cool down via the element in the back. And if you had your engine running and you were driving, you can switch over to this one just here. All right. So if I just quickly run through the way that you have to use these fridges, I mean, I've shown you how to use them now, but the way that they work is the fridge will only get cold either via the gas or the mains. The 12-volt switch just here, when your engine's running, will only keep the fridge cold. It won't get it cold on its own because it's not powerful enough to do that. So put all your stuff in the fridge, whatever you're taking with you, cool the fridge down first, either via the electric hookup or the gas, and then switch over to 12-volt just for when your engine's running. And then don't forget to switch that off again once you've stopped, and then change to one of the other two. Okay, so what else do we have? I don't really think there's much else. I mean, you've got storage over the top here. Let me just show you how these little stays work. So at the minute now, it's completely locked up in place. You can't move that. So you need to take this little bit backwards and then push up. And then that releases the hinge, all right? So if I just show you now, it's really clever. Close it up, lock it up, open it, and if you watch, when it goes up, this little bit here will drop down, and that's it. Holds it in place. Pretty cool design. Lift it up, push up. That releases it, and that's it. So, let me just check. I don't think there's anything else to show. Like I said, I'll make sure that there's enough gas in the system. Make sure I know why that turned itself off before you come and get the van, obviously. But yeah, so I think that's about all I can show you on the van. If there's anything else that you think I've missed out or anything you want going over again, just let us know. But otherwise, I look forward to seeing you soon to collect your van. Thanks very much.